Georgia's not a big country. I mean, it's sandwiched there on the isthmus that we talked about. And it's super mountainous. And you start in Tbilisi, which is the capital, and you go out from there.
Yeah. So like we also didn't do a guided trip or anything. So I actually used Jonky, like our friend Jonky, who I met on the trip that I met you
Shout
on.
out. I hope she's listening.
Yeah. I know, me too. So I was actually in Switzerland hiking when she was posting photos of Georgia. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Where are
Yeah.
you?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Those
And so she was,
wildflowers, like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And she was like, oh, the country of Georgia. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then, I met my travel friend Abby, who I've done like a lot of adventure stuff with. And so I was like, hey, do you want to go to Georgia with me? And she was like, yeah. And so we planned this. I just used Jonky's like whole itinerary, down to the guest houses that she stayed at, which saved me from having to do all the research. So I was like,
Yeah.
hey, did you like them? And would you
Yeah.
stay in them again? Because and so I used Go Trip, I think it was. It's essentially so from Tbilisi. So I spent a couple days in Tbilisi exploring and everything. And then we used Go Trip instead of like the public, not public transit, but like the way that people can do long distance travel in the buses. And Go Trip is essentially like a long distance Uber in Georgia. So you request a driver, they come pick you up. You can choose language. Just note that it's not always accurate, right? Because you're like, hey, we speak English. Because our driver on the way from Tbilisi out to Mestia, which is like a 6-hour drive, I think. It's long. It's not
Ooh,
trivial.
I think
Like,
it's way longer than that. It's like 8 to 10.
okay, maybe. So we were in the car with him. He didn't speak any English. We were like, oh, this is gonna be great. Thankfully, Cell Signal and Google Translate, he spoke Russian. We don't speak either of those languages. We bonded over the Nizuki bread, I think I sent you. Like this like raisin bread type of thing that's only found in this one town.
Cool. Yeah.
But anyway, so we did our trip with we drove out there with somebody, and then we did our own trip via All Trails.
Yeah. All Trails. That's what we used to is All Trails. All Trails is amazing.
Yeah, and then we did the 4-day, 3-night trek through like from Mestia to Ushguli, staying in these UNESCO World Heritage villages that were like hiking back in time. It was just magic.
Let's talk about that because that was what we were going to do. But we traveled in the dates we were going to do this hike was like July 30th. Sorry, it's not even July 30th. June 30th to July 4th. Like
right.
Summer, right? Too much snow. It was we were looking at videos. We changed our plan like weeks before going. And we had everything booked and everything. But we changed the plan because we were looking at videos of people hiking through blizzards and post-holing. And I was like, no, like I'm not, but we didn't want to get caught in the snow, and it ended up being pretty dangerous. There were some rescues the week that we were there off the mountain that we heard about. Yeah, it was not a good scene. And so it was totally different. What time of year were you? July?
June, like mid-June.
Yeah. Okay, so it just depends on the snow year. It was a big snow year.
Exactly, because it was we went like I think like a week before you were scheduled to go. Like I went last year, right, in 25. So, but same time period, and I thought we were going to miss the wildflowers, but they were they were like my favorite thing. Oh,
they were so beautiful. We got them too. We did. We got them too. I'm pretty sure Jonky went in July when she was there.
I think she did too. Yeah,
I would say be careful about going too early, and this is why we scheduled this trip for the summer. I mean, my group of girls, we don't like leaving Montana in the summer because it's like, Georgia in the summer. Like that's when you want to go. Like it's the best time. And so it was kind of a bummer because that was the idea, was doing that hike. I mean, our itinerary ended up being awesome anyway, but yeah, I would say schedule it for July, you guys, or August, like if you can.
Yeah, because you're at pretty high elevations. You're doing some passes. There's one day, it's the second to last day on trail, but it's the biggest day because you do have to hike over a glacier, like a small part of a glacier. Um, and so if there is any inclement weather, it just makes it not great because that's the day that you're up pretty high. I want to say maybe 12,000. Like it's not a trivial day. Um, I would say the Mestia to Ushguli trek, one, you feel like you're in Switzerland without the price tag and the people, right? Is how like, and it's just stunning. And you're essentially alone on trail. Like you'll meet up, you'll meet people and pass people, which is great. But um it's a very manageable trek. There's one day that like feels hard. The others, it's not that hard. Like it's challenging, but it's not, oh my God, what did I sign myself up for?
Right. Yeah. How many miles was it roughly? Are you hiking like 10 miles a day ish over 4 days?
No, the whole thing is only 36 miles. So
Okay.
8 miles a day, maybe. No, sorry, more than that. No, you're right. Roughly like 8 to 10 miles a day, right? Because it's a four. Okay.
4 day.
Mestia to Zabesi. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Zabesi to Adishi, and then Adishi to Iprali, and then Iprali to Ushguli is the last day. So the big day that I was talking about with the glacier, that's an 11-mile, like 11, 12-mile day. The rest of them, um, it's like 10 miles, 6 miles, 12, 8. So it's, yeah.
If you're up in the mountains, you've got to be ready for mountainous
Everything.
terrain. Yeah. Weather. So let's talk about some practical details, actually, like logistics. You stayed at guest houses.
Yes.
Were you able to leave your main luggage like at a guest house in Mestia and then
No,
take
I
just your
left my
backpack?
main luggage in Tbilisi.
Okay.
And I only took like I left very little at a hotel in Mestia, right? I think it was like a clean change of like civilian clothes, right? That weren't trekking clothes, right?
Right. Yeah.
And like my larger toiletries.
Yeah, because it's an out and back, but you come back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So when when you're done in Ushguli, you actually take a taxi back to Mestia.
Okay.
You can hike it back if you want, but it's along the road and the roads are kind of dodgy. So it's easier just to get a taxi back. The taxis are all kind of waiting there. There's some great little restaurants like in Ushguli, and so it's cute. Grab lunch there, whatever, and then head back to Mestia for a shower and
Yeah.
yeah.
What were the guest houses like?
Yeah, they were actually great. So I didn't know what to expect, right? And I think the guest houses. So our first guest house in the one I can't really pronounce. It's ZHAB as in boy ESI. So right,
Your guess is as good as mine.
right. So that's
I don't
after
know.
like 10 hours of hiking from Mestia to there. Beautiful scenery. Like you go up over, it's just gorgeous. Like wildflowers as far as you can see. I mean, I don't know. Like I am such a mountain fairy, right?
I love it.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I just love it. And so that guest house, like a big house, right, with bedrooms, it's shared bathrooms.
Okay, but you had your own room.
Yep. Yeah, I had my own room. You can share a room with your friends or whatever, but I didn't stay in like a dorm or a bunk style, any of them that I stayed in. And but they'll do full board, right? And so you get dinner, breakfast, and I think they'll make you a packed lunch, but we just took leftovers from breakfast for lunch, right? Like but that night the dinner was amazing. So we should talk about the food in Georgia.
Oh yeah,
I love
definitely
the
need to
food
talk about
in
the
Georgia.
Food. That's half the reason we went was for food. It's like half high. Well, okay, let's throw a third in there for wine.
Yeah, great, right?
Which we'll also talk about. But
yeah. No, I mean like the tomatoes. The
tomatoes are second to none.
The
tomatoes, I think, might be the best thing that Georgia does.
I mean, Georgia says that they have the best tomatoes in the world, and I would believe them.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah.
but they were really good everywhere. They were never bad. They were so good.
I know. Like if anyone listening or watching is going to go to Georgia, or you love tomatoes, go to Georgia. Like just go to Georgia for the
Right.
tomatoes.
Just
You can get their tomato walnut paste salad like everywhere.
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 Yeah, and cucumbers.
Even
We
in
yeah.
the guest houses in the middle of nowhere
Yep, we
in
had it there too.
Georgia.
Yep.
Yes,
It's so true.
everywhere.
It's funny.
Everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. So the guest houses, yeah, full board. You do, like I said, shared bathrooms. And it's great. Like the food is fantastic. I think the one night we stayed, it was in I think it was Adishi. And so Adishi was the furthest removed village that we were in. It was we're coming along the ridge. You can see the village below. And there's a quote unquote bar in the village, which if you see this village, you would be like, "Oh, okay." But it's blaring out rock music. And so you've been in the silence of whatever, like all day, and you're pretty close to the Russian border, and you're just kind of, in your groove, right? And you're looking at just like the majestic scenery, like the historic like towers that are everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the brick ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, fortressy things. Yeah.
And then you hear like AC/DC wafting up from the village.
Love.
And we're laughing our asses off because I'm thinking, what is this, our walk, like our hike-in song? Right? Like
Yes.
sports
Yeah.
has like the walk-up
Yep. It's like your
songs.
walkout
Yeah,
song. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, these are our
Hey,
hike-in
AC/DC.
songs. Yeah. And so in hiking into that village, like you hike down into it, and I felt like I was hiking back in time because it was like you had all the kids running around with the chickens and the cows and the dogs, right? And it's tiny, narrow dirt alleyways that are streets. And the kids are the only ones who speak English. And like there are people waiting like out their windows, and they're like, what guest house are you at? Because there were no signs.
Okay.
And you're like
Yeah.
yelling out the name of the guest
Yeah.
house,
Right.
and then they're calling for the kid to
Yep.
come get you.
Yeah. That happened to us too in
Yeah,
one
yeah,
spot. Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah. So I would say that was the only place where the food was I mean the tomatoes and everything was still great, but the food was more on like the cold like tapas style food, right? Versus having hot meals. Um but it was still amazing. It was still a phenomenal experience. And then we went to go hang out at the bar and met up with the group of people that we had kind of been sharing
Sure.
trail with. So that
Yeah,
was great.
fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, I had one more
Okay.
logistics question. What pack did you bring?
Oh, so I'm a Gregory fan. I know you're an Osprey fan, but I know.
Okay, we're
Sorry.
editing this part
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, what did you have? What
Yeah, so it was my
yeah.
35 liter. It was the one I took to it was the one I took to Kilimanjaro.
A 35 liter. That's like carry-on size, but just big enough to have those extra items of overnight gear. Like the difference between like day pack 24 to like that's yeah.
Because you're on trail for 4 days. You don't need like I think I brought a sleeping bag liner, but I didn't need to use it because everything was super clean and they did all their own laundry and
That was
everything,
one of my
right?
questions too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
didn't need a towel, but I think I brought like a small travel towel. Because on the big day that I've been talking about, there is a river that you have to cross. There is a horse if you want to use it. I don't like using.
Taxi.
Yeah, I
Taxi.
just don't like using horses in countries where I don't know how they care for them. And so, but the river was low enough and it was super easy to walk across. But like having like a towel with you. But then also in my pack was like all my rain gear. It was still really cold, like at night or in the morning, and so like a puffy. So like packable stuff like mittens, hat, um, and then snacks in a first aid kit, a Garmin. I always carry my Garmin in Reach Mini, and like a Swiss Army knife. So stuff that you can care for yourself if anything happens. Backup batteries, charger. So my pack wasn't very heavy, but there was enough in it to make sure that like I was self-sustaining.